Nicki Minaj, when she at war with people, I swear it turns Shakespearean, and I don't be knowing what's going on. Shaq said, "Keep talking about her, and I'm gonna punch you in your mouth." That's the kind of men we need. That's the kind of I'm gonna play the audio first. Yesterday, y'all was asking me to talk about the SZA and Nicki Minaj beef. And listen, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm being honest when I say this. Two things. One is I'm scared of the Barbs. Okay, I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. I grew up in a time where I seen the Barbs put in work. I don't want no smoke. Like the Hood of Felons don't really do it for me, but the Barbs, I don't know if you ever met them. Okay, they be on 1,000. Now, what I will also say is, I think Nicki Minaj is fire, and I think that SZA is also fire. Like, I think that they're both incredible artists. And if I'm being honest, I like Nicki Minaj as an artist, but I don't ever know what Nicki Minaj be talking about when she mad, because she speak in Shakespeare. Nicki Minaj, when she at war with people, I swear it turns Shakespearean, and I don't be knowing what's going on. But I'm gonna play the audio for y'all on what she said, and then I'll explain to you what people are assuming happened between Nicki Minaj and SZA. Here's the audio.
Listen, Mizza, find you somebody to motherfucking play with, Mizza. Les Miserables. You already played with your own. We seen how that went. And you know I don't surgery shame or body shame. You know I don't even do that. But I don't know if you fat, obese, chubby, or skinny. The whole thing is, leave me alone. Now, I don't know if this was before or after Freckles and Bumbleina came out. However, you took to your Twitter during those times to downgrade and downplay the top black women in their respective fields at the time. So that tells me a lot about you. So instead of you coming on Twitter to give props to the top black women in your field at that time, to the women who you later worked with, so I guess they weren't that bad after all, huh?
I want y'all to know.
I have no idea what she was talking about. Like, I wish I knew what she was talking about. But let me also say that people are saying that this stemmed from somebody that SZA used to work with, and he dropped a new song called Broken Barbies, and SZA retweeted it, and she thought that it was about her. And then she started calling SZA a fake freckle something or another. I don't know. It was a lot. The tweets was paragraphs. And to be honest, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I feel like Nicki Minaj, the Barbs really need to ask if she's okay. I think her level of paranoia for people attacking her, crazy. And I think sometimes what happens with Nicki Minaj is that she covers over her amazing work by crashing out, and then it becomes this long-winded thing. So all I have to say is I still don't know what it's about, but people are alleging that it's about a retweet. Oh, and then they're also saying that SZA was supposed to be featured on an artist. That SZA was supposed to be featured on a Nicki Minaj song. Nicki reached out to Punch, and she decided, and they never followed up, and so he thinks that that's what this is about. But yeah, TDE was the label, Punch was the manager, and so they think that's what it's about. Now, I don't know, and again, I want to make myself crystal clear. I don't want no smoke with the Barbs, okay? I grew up in a time where you knew not to mess with the Barbs because they really be on some, they be on some next level stuff. So apparently that's that. I don't know much else. I know y'all was asking for more, but also SZA was clapping back for a minute and said Mercury was in retrograde, which really did it for me because every time Mercury's in retrograde, I can't. Okay, I need Mercury to get out of retrograde. I need us to get out of Mercury retrograde because it always goes bad. And SZA then decided she was done with communication and she walked out. And then she said she was going back to being meek. And everybody was assuming that she was taking jabs talking about Meek Mill. So I don't know, but I'm scared for SZA, and I hope that the Barbs leave her alone because apparently the Barbs are coming at her and posting old tweets, apparently of her saying negative things about Beyonce and Ciara. Nobody really knows if it's true or not, but that's what it said. So God bless SZA. I hope Nicki Minaj is okay, but I think she might need to get the help that she deserves. I hate this for her. I hate seeing her like this, and I hope she gets help. Now, Shaquille O'Neal and RG3. Shaquille O'Neal, the way that Shaquille O'Neal stood up behind Angel Reese, yeah, that's what we like. Shaq said, keep talking about her and I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. That's the kind of men we need. That's the kind of, I'm gonna play the audio for us because the audio deserves to be played for that one. This is Shaquille O'Neal telling RG3, don't play with Angel Reese because I might knock you out your socks.
RG3, tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese. I'm punching your face. It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job, you got your podcast. Leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. Stop it. That's the last time. Like, first of all, let them girls, leave them alone. It's a shame that all the stuff you did in your life, you're going to be remembered for your podcast. That should tell you you're not that great. You already spoke on it. Let it go. So what? He hates us. So what? I hate you now for messing with her. Now what? Say something about me. Because she's not soft by any means. You're from the streets. But I'm like, you're beautiful. Don't indulge with these fools. Because he's a fool. I would respect it more if Lisa Leslie said it. Like, that's your category. Stay out of them people's category.
I believe.
That's Shaq said, now I hate you. What's up? And honestly, RJ3 needs somebody to probably, you know what I'm saying? He probably needs somebody to give it to him because he always on something. And if y'all don't know, this all started because Angel Reese, a black woman, surprise, 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 a black woman was put on the cover of 2K. And everyone else thought it was supposed to be, what's her name, Caitlyn? Whoever she is? Yeah. And so they decided to start putting out pictures of monkeys, of a black woman on Twitter. And RG3 did what? Reposted it. Yeah. And this is what I'm talking, and this is why y'all will never make me shut up. Never. Because they was retweeting because they're mad that a black woman is on a cover of 2K. Baby. And I also want to say that Shaq is the one, is that good. For standing 10 toes down on that and not letting nobody play in his face about Angel Reese, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. You understand what I'm saying? Stand on business and don't let nobody tell you otherwise. We love Shaq. Shout out to that brother. And honestly, Shaq don't play about black women at all. Shaq don't play about black women, and neither do I. Okay? In other exciting news, did y'all see that Marlon Wayans did a TikTok with Shelly and Olandria? I love to something about black men creating space and uplifting black women really does it for me. Especially someone like him that has a platform and has access and is able to give them and platform them in ways that a lot of people couldn't. That's a black king. And that's what we like to see. Because especially, and this is what I'm saying, in a time where black women are being attacked in ways specifically about their features or because of the color of their skin or trying to be made to seem like their temperament is something dangerous. In a time where black women are being attacked by the rest of the world, black men standing up and saying, "We got you, black woman." Round of applause. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. We love that. Now, I also, before we get into anything Love Island, because I already see where this is going, I also want to say that, y'all remember before Diddy's trial started, I told y'all about how TD Jakes stepped down because he said he had a heart attack and it was awfully coincidental timing. Okay, y'all remember how I said that? Well, TD Jakes is now saying that all of the information that was released about him and those salacious pictures and videos of him at Diddy's parties were bots and they were AI driven. He said that it was AI that produced it and that they're not real and that most of them were put out on YouTube as a way to get him. TD Jakes said that the salacious pictures of him at Diddy's party were bots and AI created. Now, I think it's a coincidence. I think it's a coincidence that he's telling us this after the trial is over and he's not sweating no more because he's seen that Diddy only got them two charges. So I think he might be saying that because he think he out of the woods, but yeah, I don't know. So he's standing on that and saying they was bots and that he wasn't at the freak-offs getting freaky. You know what I'm saying? That's what the streets is saying. Okay, cool. So the last thing we're gonna do is talk about. I haven't seen Nick O'Landria interview, but I'm going to go see in a second. I'm assuming that the hate comments are real, but before we get into that, let me just go ahead and tell y'all. I watched Chris's interview on the Viall Files. I'm going to give credit where credit is due because he's a black man, and I understand that as a black man, you have to be conscious of what you say and your temperament. He also talked about how he's trying to get himself out there in the acting field and how Will Smith is one of his heroes, so we get that. But let me also say that consent is key, and coercion is SZA. Because when they asked Chris about the moment in bed where Huda started counting down, 3, 2, 1, are you going to turn around? And he said, I don't want to sleep with you. Chris said, yeah, that was my boundary and she didn't respect it. He said, I gave her a boundary and she didn't respect it. Oh, is that SZA? Is that coercion? Is that trying to manipulate somebody into doing something they don't want to do with their body? Oh, I don't know. That's the one thing that he was clear on. He said they friends. He said they cool, but he definitely said, yeah, when she did that, that was my boundary. And she didn't want to respect my boundary. Okay. So we should add SZA to the conversation. So we need to start making conversations about coercion and men saying no and people having access to their body. We need to start having conversations about adults understanding that when someone says no, it means no. Wake it up. Let's talk about it. Okay. He said, no, I don't want to. And she said, if you don't turn around in 3, 2, 1. It didn't sound like no mean no to me. He said, and in there, he said, I'm not effing. He said effing. He told her he was not effing. And in the interview, he said she wanted to get active in the bed. I don't know if they changed the definition for essay or coercion. But if I know what I know, that sounds like coercion. Now, I'm not even the one that initially woke this up. Let me tell you who woke it up. Jessie Woo, because she said if that grown black man was in the bed with her, and she said she did not want to get freak nasty with him, and he said, I'm going to count down from 3, and if you don't turn around, you're going to be upset. I'm going to be upset. Black man, black man. Black man, black man. Amen. Amen. And somebody said, yeah, but him throwing a pillow in her face. You mean when everybody was pillow fighting? You mean when everyone was pillow fighting? And then when she realized he was upset and didn't want to talk, she tried to manipulate him? Okay. Anyway, that's that. So we could keep having a conversation about coercion and what it means to essay somebody, or what it means when someone says no and they mean no, but it's a waste of time. The last thing I'm going to say is that I'm going to watch the Access Hollywood interview with Nick and Olandria. I hate to be the person to say this out loud about Taylor, but I will say I fear that Taylor ate down in his interview with the Viall Files when they asked him about Nick and Olandria, and they tried to say, what do you think about the Nick and Olandria thing? And he was like, what do you mean, what do I think? I have to give him that. I have to give him that. And I hate to give it to him because we was beefing, but I had to give him that.